Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samuel Sutanto from Wageningen University and Research, and today I will present my study as a video. If you have any questions regarding my slide, please feel free to chat me in the chat column or just email me as shown below. I hope you will enjoy my presentation and please feel free to bring your coffee. The title of today's presentation is Application of Multi-Drought Definitions to Forecast Streamflow Drought Across Europe. Our study aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the application of different drought identification approaches to forecast streamflow drought, including its characteristics across pan-European river network and for the Rhine River in more detail. Drought characteristics refer to drought occurrence or frequency, timing, duration, and deficit volume. The location of the Rhine grid cell is shown in the figure below, location 1. For reforecasted streamflow drought, we use the least flood hydrological model fed by the ECMWF Seasonal 5 reforecast with a lead time of 7 months. The outcome from the model is seasonal streamflow forecast. See the red box on the left. However, please keep in mind that this is not streamflow drought forecast yet. We need to apply drought identification approaches to streamflow forecast to identify drought in the river, which is one step further. Look at the blue box. In this study, we applied the standardized streamflow index SSI1 and threshold methods, namely daily variable threshold, daily fixed threshold, monthly variable threshold, and monthly fixed threshold. For drought analysis, we reforecasted European 2003 drought using seasonal forecast initiated from January to December 2003 with 7-month lead time for each initiation and 25 ensemble members. As I mentioned in the previous slide, we used the threshold methods and the standardized index SSI. Here we define drought when the stream flows falls below Q80, which are flows that are exceeded 80% of the time, and the SSI falls below 0.84 or equal to threshold Q80. We would like to note that drought deficit volume is not meant for SSI. In this slide, I show the number of drought occurrence or frequency for European rivers using different identification methods and using median forecast initiated in July 2003 for 7-month lead time. The difference between identification methods is clearly seen in the West and East Europe. Variable methods including SSI1 show higher drought frequency than the fixed one. For drought duration, the difference between identification methods is also clearly seen in the West and East Europe. Eastern European rivers show longer drought duration than the rest of Europe. In general, the fixed threshold methods show longer drought duration than the variable methods. In terms of drought timing, the variable methods identify earlier timing than the fixed methods. For drought deficit volume, the fixed threshold methods produce higher deficit volume, especially for big rivers flowing in the West and East Europe. This slide shows a detailed analysis of reforecasted streamflow drought for the Rhine River. For forecasts initiated in April 2003, VTD and FTD droughts were identified at the beginning and at the end of the forecast. See the blue circles. Whereas the monthly threshold, VTM and FTM only predicted drought at the end of the forecast. SSI1 does not show any drought event. Next, we show another example using forecast initiated in July 2003 for 7-month lead time. Using daily threshold methods, many minor drought events were identified. The monthly threshold methods, however, only predicted one FTM drought event from August to September. On the other hand, the SSI only predicted drought in July. A summary of reforecasted drought characteristics for the Rhine River using forecast initiated from January to December 2003 is given in these tables. For drought frequency, it is shown that VTD and VTM forecast higher frequency than the FTD and FTM. The SSI1 in general forecasts lower drought frequency than the threshold methods. For the timing, the VTD and VTM forecast earlier timing than the FTD and FTM, while the SSI1 forecasts more or less equal timing with the threshold methods. For drought duration, the VTD and VTM also forecast shorter drought duration than the FTD and FTM, and the SSI1 overall forecasts lower drought duration than the threshold methods. Lastly, the VTD and VTM also forecast lower drought deficit volume than the FTD and FTM. Based on our study, we conclude that characteristics of forecasted streamflow drought derived with different approaches deviate. The differences in drought characteristics between VT including SSI1 and FT droughts highlight the importance of whether end users of drought forecasts should take seasonality into account or not. When the drought deficit volume is required, then the standardized approach, for example SSI, cannot be selected. The choice of drought identification method when forecasting streamflow drought in the end lies in the end user specific requirements and decisions, and there is no one drought identification approach that fits all needs. If you want to know more about our study, please see our publication in #D below. Thank you for watching my presentations, and I'm looking forward to discuss with you about my research.